Welcome back to another episode of the FTL podcast. I have a few people here with me. First off, I want to introduce my wonderful co-host, the man who has the Midas touch of MIDI, the diatonic devil of Des Moines, the romancer of the six stringdoms, and the fretboard frolicker, the Ubie. How you doing, Ubie?
Fretboard frolicker. I don't think I've ever frolicked in my entire life. I like some of those though. Diatonic. That's a word that's worth a
Wow.
good 15, 20 cents on the open market out there. I'm doing good. Thank you very much.
Nice to have you here, Obi. And we have one Mr. Brant Yeager from Tone Yeager's channel. Brant, welcome to the podcast. It's wonderful to have you on this. I've been wanting to do this for quite a while.
Thank you very much, Keith. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you, Ubie, and well done breaking out this thesaurus for Ubie's introduction. That was
It's hard. I mean, I came in yesterday, or not yesterday, a couple of weeks ago, and I had nothing. I had absolutely nothing. I completely forgot. It's been.
We were very disappointed
I
on
know.
the last show with your lack of
I lost so many subscribers because
no,
of that.
I know I saw that with Jeremy and yeah, no, I think you should fly by the seat of your pants all the time. Like,
you're right.
what we really need to do. We absolutely have got to go back and do a supercut of all the names you've done so far, just as a short.
Okay. I'll see if I can put something together.
That is content.
Jeremy, welcome, Jeremy. I see him in the chat. Jeremy's a wonderful guy to have on the show. I love talking to Jeremy. I could have him on.
I don't have the chat open, so let me know what people are.
Oh, everybody's just saying hi. I mean, we have Jim from 3J Music and 2 Yards, the mysterious man, soon to be 19 years old, apparently. Brandy and Snug and TSA, Time Surfing Alien. Riffs and reviews, and I think I saw Chris is watching from a car, so he might be picking up his son, something like that. Which, by the way, Chris,
he's heading to get his son. He's actually not driving, so he's interacting with chat.
Yeah, he is. Hopefully, hey Chris. Hopefully, we could have Chris on for the next show because Chris is awesome. I love talking to him as well. His videos are great. We were having a discussion before the podcast started how behind we are on everything. And every time I put on one of Chris's videos, it's just very well. Look, he's a very well-spoken gentleman. And everything I hear from him, I believe, which he's probably laughing right now. But yeah, that guy he's awesome.
He has a lot of interesting stuff, like really, diverse set of instruments. I like that.
He does, and his videos, like especially the My Guitars videos that he puts out, he goes through the history, which I always find really interesting, and I learn a lot of stuff. I mean, from brands that you wouldn't ever know, and it's a lot of cool little tidbits there. So hopefully we could have him on again here in the near future. He's on all the email chains, so he says that's the plan, and thanks. Hey, Brant, that's what Chris says. So cool, we got some interaction going on here. So, yes, this is going to be the last podcast of the year, but I hope to not slow down. So we're rounding out this year. This year has been, before we get into the topic, just a couple things. It's been, kind of crazy year for, I think, all of us here. It's just went by really, really quick. We started the podcast with just me and Ubie in May. So that's about 6 or 7 months, and I think we're on episode 11 right now. We're a bi-weekly podcast, and we had a season 1, and then we had a season 2, and the season 2 abruptly ended, and I wanted to quickly address that. It's been a super crazy year, and there's a reason I'm saying this. My mother was diagnosed with dementia earlier this year, and in August she got admitted to the hospital, and when she left, she had to go to a rehab facility for a few weeks, and I was there every day, helping out my dad. And then me and my wife decided to sell our house, have them sell their house so I could help my mom and dad. They're elderly, and so we all are under one roof to, take care of her, not have to put her through nursing home. And in last month, she passed away. She was only living with us for about a month, and it's just been nuts. Just the busiest time, devastating, to say the least. So, what's kept me together, is this guitars and the guitar community, being able to have that rock solid, Ted on Tuesdays, Brian on Wednesdays, Ubie 24/7. It's really, that kind of edification or whatever, it's there to structure that I could continue to come forward. That's really helped me. I mean, the folks here, Ted has helped me out quite a bit from an emotional standpoint, but we're getting through it, and I just wanted to extend a thank you to each and every one of you that is on the stream and that attends all the streams. It's very much appreciated. We just do such amazing things for everybody, in the community, including that we were just talking about the shout out to Timmy that Bull put together, and Chris and Steve and Malachi and a few other people were involved with, and Ubi himself. Excuse me. I just saw that today, so that's how far behind I am. They did an excellent bang up job there. So that's hats off to you and hats off to the community in general. But yeah, again, successes this year. Starting the podcast, get to talk to you wonderful folks here, every couple of weeks. And Ubi's my point man here. The channel's shown, growth, which is always good in reaching the community. And I get to talk to you guys. So, Ubi, I mean, do you, and then we'll move on to Brant next, but how was your 2025? Let's wrap it up here.
Well, I've got about a year's worth of streaming on YouTube. So I was in the car and listening to, I run a playlist of songs that I have on my phone when we're driving. And one of them pops up is a track that I did recorded live on stream. One of those rare ones back in the day when I was doing recording, and it was just just me playing around, putting together a full track with drums, a bass, a guitar, and a rhythm and lead. And I'm like, yeah, I remember doing this one. This was back when I was just running with a Kona, and before I had any of the electrics or anything like that. And I was listening to it. I'm like, yeah, I remember this sounds pretty good. And I looked at the file, and the date on the file, it was dated play around December 13th, 2024. I'm like, holy crap, I've been streaming like full-time YouTube streaming for a year. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go back and take a bunch of the clips from the stream, and we're going to probably do a stream where it's just, let's do a look back and see where we've gone and how far we've come on that. But the channel has grown crazy. We finally hit that first level of monetization, right, a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, I mean the community itself just continues to grow. It's one of the most amazing and generous communities that I've ever been a part of, and it's been a year of just amazing growth, both as a guitarist, as a creator, and then just as a person, with everybody that we've got out there. Such a supportive and wonderful group of people we have out there, and I have no idea how I became part of that. So,
yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think a lot of us met through various means, and we all kind of coalesced. It's a good group. So, what about you, Brent? How's everything going with 2025 for you this year?
Oh man, it has been a crazy fun ride. It's really like it's surreal a little bit, to think, and shout out to our hats, which reminds me a lot of when I was first starting out, and I think I'm just over a year as well. Kind of doing this, and I never intended to do any of this. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but this was, I started doing this kind of stuff for my niece who plays guitar over in England, and I was just wanting to just show her some of the stuff I was doing with guitars. But it's been great. You guys' growth has been fantastic. I'm right where I want to be in this community. Brian it's all Brian.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned, you know, even the relationship, connection that I have with Ted, Brian kind of fueled that a little bit and initiated, all the people that I get to be involved with that are involved with what I'm doing. Like it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think the
And then I
common.
see
Yeah.
somebody new in the comment or in chat or something. I'm like, come on in, man. This is awesome. You're gonna love this. Like,
Yep.
being involved with everybody. And I think we've got a really good kind of inner core community, especially on the Discord channel on Brian's Searching for Tone, his Discord. You know, so many different perspectives on really specific things. Uh, you know, Keith, with your theory, and Ubie with your um, uh, uh, audio visual technical skills, and help everybody setting up their systems and streaming. It's incredible. It's incredible. People talking about amps and it's been a really good year, man. Sorry, I'm rambling,
No,
but
it has been.
there's
Yeah.
so much. I feel like there's so much to share that's been super positive, and it's I'm having the time of my life most of the time.
Most of the time. I mean, yeah, the common thing here is Brian searching for tone, so huge shout out to him. I think Brant went ahead and said it. We all feel the same way. I don't think I would have met anybody here. And again, like that core, Brian's stream, Ubi streams, Ted streams, and then Bull's streams, which I don't get to
Yeah,
attend as often. Sean's, which is when I'm like dead asleep. Sean McCartney, shout out to you, Sean, if you ever watch the replay. But yeah,
like what
um,
you and 2 Yards are doing. It's the music
right.
you guys are creating is fantastic. I
I don't
mean,
I don't know how I even convinced 2 Yards to do anything with me. It's kind of crazy. But hey, I'll take it. Um, but yeah, it's been like the thing about the Discord that you bring up is that there's a lot of people in that Discord, and there's a lot of information that you can. Everybody has their own niche. I mean, if I have anybody has tech questions. Ubi knows everything. Well, at least that's what we say. Ubi knows everything, and he really does. I mean, I have issues, he solves it. Anybody has issues. Brian he just knows a lot of everything because he's just, I don't know what he does, but he researches everything to a T. So he schools me on a bunch of stuff, audio interfaces, this and that.
yeah.
The tech questions, there's a whole bunch of you guys that do that. So if you ever have any questions about how to do anything, that Discord is the place to be, because they could point you to the right resource, or they could just tell you straight up on that Discord, which is amazing. I think it's awesome 2025. Again, ups and downs, from channel perspective, but personal perspective, ups and downs. But yeah, we have that core community here. But let's get on with some of the topics here. We're 15 minutes in, so Brant, this is going to be your show today, because I want to hear, like, you had
Hooray.
started. Yes. Well, all right. And before we talk about it, let's talk about the hats real quick. He's wearing a Jayhawk hat. I'm wearing a Mizzou hat. We're both alumni of each respective school, University of Missouri and Kansas, huge rivals. And I think you kind of alluded to this before. I used to make comments on your shows like, yeah, cool content, but yeah, that KU hat sucks. Or just, you should wear a different hat. Just
Hey man, you're the reason I have that up on the wall over there. Like,
we,
that's all you, Keith.
to be fair,
That's all you, Keith.
the Jayhawks
Yeah,
are way
man.
more popular than Mizzou ever is or will be, because you guys are just awesome in basketball because you cheat.
I like it. So it's a little niche area. Like, I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so that I have a KU hat on seems a little odd. But I have a background in Kansas and going to school there. I'm not a huge, like, I don't care. Whatever. However they're doing, great. Good for them if they do well.
So let's back to guitars here. So one thing that was really cool, we talked about Ted here, which welcome again to the stream. chat Ted and David kind of snuck in here, and guitar Bob.
Oh,
But Ted started this whole guitar fixing teching journey, and I kind of feel like you did the same, and you and him have a really good relationship back and forth, and then kind of look up to people, not look up to, but get a lot of advice from people like BCG, Chris, J-Man, and whatnot. But I think that you and Ted are doing amazing work, stuff that I could I'll never have done myself. And I just want to, like you alluded to before, you started by helping out, what was it, your niece's stuff, and it just kind of blew up here, or?
well, I started videoing because my niece is in England and I was sending her stuff. That was the start of that. But I my mom passed in 2016, and I hadn't picked up a guitar in a long time. Um, it had been a good probably 5-10 years, and so I got a guitar, and that was huge therapy. Not therapy. It was a way for me to enjoy doing something, and to feel good uh, uh, about um, getting into that again. And but I was, it was just a hobby. So I had to fix up my guitars. That's where I first started, kind of doing this kind of stuff, and I gleaned from people like J-Man, and J-Man's really the one who I think I really kind of attached to, because I'm like, oh, this guy isn't sponsored. He's not, doing anything. He's just in his basement
Mm-hmm.
fixing guitars. And then Ted came along soon after that, when I started kind of diving deeper, uh, and then I started doing it, and there was some. I don't remember the initial contact, but I remember, I think Ted reached out to me, emailed me or something, maybe left a comment somewhere, and he's like, hey, can I talk to you? Can I get your number? And I'm like, oh, mind blown. Like, this is because Ted puts out a video every day. So I feel like I'm talking to somebody from Hollywood, like he's got a TV episode, right? Um, and yeah, so and from there, just I think it was about a year ago that Brian had suggested Charles 75N. I don't know if you guys know. Uh, he hasn't done it in a while. I'm not sure um, if I'm missing something, or anyway. But he had an interview show, and he recommended me for that. So I got kind of a uh, introduction to the community that way. And but the guitar tech stuff, I just kind of, well, I'm putting stuff on YouTube. I might as well just dive in feet first and see what happens.
And you said that people, you work at the place where you work. I don't want to out it or whatever, but people bring you guitars, and it just.
So that's how I initially started. Like, I only had so many guitars that I could work on that were mine. So I work at an elementary school. So I reached out, like, through Facebook on our neighborhood page. I sent emails out at the school. I'm like, hey, if anybody has a guitar, their kid has a guitar, your brother has a guitar, whatever, bring it to me. I'll put new strings on it, and I'll clean it up. And if I can make any adjustments to help the playability, I will. I won't, I wasn't doing fret leveling or changing anything on the nut, or, swapping out parts or anything like that, or fixing anything necessarily. It's just like, here's a free string change, and, in exchange, you let me film it.
Right.
That's how I was getting content. So a lot of my earlier videos are a bunch of acoustic guitars, a bunch of kids' acoustic guitars, um, uh, which was really interesting, and I learned a lot from that. And then once I kind of felt confident enough, then I put an ad up, and for the community, for the, a marketplace. Like, hey, I'll do a setup for you. Um, real basic setup, and it's a lot cheaper than what you'll pay somebody at Guitar
Right.
Center. So, um, and that's just mostly, I don't make money, and it's certainly the time I put into it. Uh, you know, I pay for strings and keep up supplies, and that's about it.
Right.
Uh,
I think
so
that
it's still very much a hobby. It's not a business or anything like that.
if anybody
But
can
I've
make
got
this,
cool stuff.
if anybody can make this a, a successful business, I applaud you. I think, um, what was it? There was a video that Brian put out about um, the Firefly acoustic, and they had that luthier guitar quackery, I think it was,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he made a comment about how Martins are whatever his deal is with Martin's quality, and they always have problems, and they do. The binding issues that Martin has, they pop off every now. Just typical problems that happen from that factory. It's probably going to happen to mine, but I talked to another Martin guitar tech here, certified. He doesn't do it anymore, but he was like one of Kansas City's premier ones. And they don't pay people that much money to fix guitars in general. Like there's a channel I watch called Twofford. He fixes a lot of guitars. TW Woodford is his name.
yeah,
Anybody here?
yeah.
Tom Woodford? Have you heard of him? His channel,
I, I don't. I've seen his channel. Yeah,
he fixes really high end stuff, but they don't get paid. Like he'll take a gigantic crack in a guitar, make it look perfect and all that, and put God knows how many hours into it, and he's only getting paid like $150 for it. So there's I don't understand how anybody can make a good living off of doing that, and I applaud you for it. But maybe there is. Well, then again, I went and local guitar tech was like, yeah, you need a level and crown. That's gonna be $250. I was like, no, thank you. So maybe I'm not looking in the right places, but yeah, it seems
I
like
think
you've been
if you put the if you have enough inventory coming in, and you're charging hourly rather than a flat fee, um, or you're actually paying yourself hourly, and charging that, then I think you can do all right. I think John over at Smoke Eater Guitars, I don't think he's has another like full-time job, but and I think he does this as kind of a favor to his community. But I think he has enough stuff coming in. He's making some decent money. I know J-Man, like all his, I know he gigs too, but all his new guitars, he just bought an EVH. But his guitar funds come from doing tech work and gigging, um, and that's you know he buys gear with that. So it's not a living necessarily, or you're not buying a yacht. You're not 2 yards.
no, you're not living on a boat like 2 yards.
Yeah, you don't have help, hired help.
I really
Tooling you around.
I don't have much experience
Love
at
you, two
all.
yards.
There's your Diet Coke, Ted. Brant has your Diet Coke. But I don't have much experience doing the tech stuff. I leave that to the pros. Like I wish you or Ted or J Man or even or not even BBM is an awesome tech himself. I mean, I just saw a video of him fixing up a Glary, but he found
Yeah,
a Glary worth fixing. So props to you, Tim. But I mean, that's awesome. I mean, Ubi, let's talk. Do you have you're working on what was the I forget the name of the guitar. Was it a Groat or something like that?
Yeah, so we have a growth that was given to us, or was given to me from Brian searching for tone. It was one he did a review on, and he didn't even want to do it as a giveaway. It was not great, and he didn't want to put it in somebody else's hands. And so I said, well, I'll take it on as a project guitar. And then it got damaged, UPS damaged it, so it became even more of a project guitar. But yeah,
yeah,
so this is the first guitar I've ever done any serious work to. Like I have the like I've got my years in radio. I've got soldering and stuff down from building cables and soldering boards and stuff like that. So, but I've never, I haven't had to wire up a pot yet. I haven't had to wire up a anything like that. So I've got the skills. I just haven't done it with this particular stuff. So
It's kind of scary. I mean, I put the pickups in my Telecaster. I think that was earlier this year,
Yeah.
and never done it before. I mean, I've used a soldering iron before, and much like what happened to Ted the other day, I didn't do it this time. But when I used to use a soldering iron, you hold it like a pencil and then you burn your finger.
yeah,
Don't do that.
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
It happens to everybody. It's kind of like a what is it called? A ritual or what? There's a term for it, but
Rite
yeah,
of passage.
rite of passage. There you go. You cut your teeth by burning yourself. There's so many analogies we could use here, but that's like the most in-depth I've ever gotten into guitar work. I even kind of dabbled into it, after watching some of this stuff here, even Ted and your channel. I got it's under the desk here, but what are the feeler gauges and all that, trying to do my action. I end up doing more damage than I do good because it's just like I need to radius the strings and make it all perfect with the fretboard, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I can't play it and everything's buzzing. I need to pay for it to get fixed. It's just, I cannot do it. It's an art, man.
Yeah.
And
There's always more tools for this kind of stuff. Like it's, routers and all sorts of, like, I'm waiting for either Ted or Chris over at BCG 5150. I'm waiting for one of them to get a CNC machine. And
Okay.
Just straight up get us one in the community. That would be great.
That's what we should do. We should have a community CNC machine to do whoever's
Not
project.
a bad idea.
I think we need to have, I've always called it a TED convention, but I think we need to have some kind of maybe more appropriately searching for tone convention somewhere.
We need a jamboree. We need a guitar community jamboree.
I think if we call it a searching for tone convention, we wouldn't be able to find it. Kind of like Spinal Tap going on stage.
I'm sure. I would have a hard time with that.
It's like, where is this at? We've been searching for this tone for, gosh darn 5 months. But I don't know, man. The guitar taking stuff is interesting. I can't do it. I mean, you're talking about tools, man. I can't.
I think a big reason that I wanted to post on YouTube, like what I'm doing or whatever. When I first started, I had a huge fear. Like, Ted talks about, a lot of people talk about, like, I can't adjust the truss rod. What if I snap the neck in half, or
Right.
And I understand that. I get it. I was totally there, but the more I keep doing it, the more I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be fine. If I mess it up, I'll figure out some way to fix it or something to do.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. It's if you mess it up, it's always fixable. I think
it's fixable a lot if you can get the tools, if you can
right.
have the stuff. It's not necessarily cheap, but if you want to do it yourself as opposed to paying somebody else to do it.
Yeah, and there's certain. I mean,
that's what YouTube is great at. Like, this is how you guys can do this.
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean,
and if I can do it, then hopefully all I'm doing is inspiring somebody else to be like, yeah, I don't need to go down to Guitar Center and leave my guitar there for a month and pay this much money.
Right. I mean, the things like,
I'll just do it myself.
Like, even the simpler things I'll do. I mean, obviously changing strings and putting oil on a fretboard, but essential things. Ted put out a video this morning about intonation. How to intonate your guitar. That is something that's absolutely necessary. If you know how to change your strings, you should probably learn how to adjust the intonation on it, because you're never going to sound good if it's not properly intonated. Which a lot of, and this is going to be a perfect segue to the next topic I want to talk to, which a lot of cheaper guitars that maybe roll through your shop or in general, I say cheaper or budget, but they're not set up correctly, or they're not set up. And I think that's a big distinguishing feature between, you know, a lower cost guitar and a moderately to upper price guitar is the setup. That's like the main difference. One of the main difference, playability and the like. Tees actually does a really good job of it's shipping out guitars that are set up, you know, right out of the box. You know, BBM was part of that roll out of the SBH E's, and mine was perfect out of the box too, intonated. But yeah, little things like that you learn on YouTube, watching Ted's video, you learn how to intonate, do things like that. But leveling and crowning, drilling out router, you know, whatever it is that you guys do, that's way beyond me. I don't want to put any power tool next to my guitar. So I applaud you is what I'm trying to say.
And
Everybody
well,
that does that.
I felt the same. I felt the same way, you know, a year ago. Like, oh, there's no way I'll do that. I'm not going to file a nut. No way. Like you know, that's if I make a mistake, that's irreversible. You know,
Yeah, when you're taking
but
material
no,
away.
no, it's not. It's not irreversible. Chris over at BCG. I mean, he's sorry. I'm trying to distinguish between the Chris's. Um, you know, he's great at like I love Chris. And you know how he's just like, well, you know, here's the tools I got or whatever. Or, you know, you can find this at a yard sale probably, and you know, just do this and it's fine. And
There's
he's just
people.
matter of fact about it and does it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what he says. You know, it's just wood. It's in the end, it's just wood.
There's people like him that just it amazes me. Like they could take they could do the same work with $5 worth of tools that other people could do with $2,000 worth of tools. Just the
Yeah.
ingenuity, the MacGyver ishness of a person like BCG Chris. It's just freaking amazing. But let's talk
But
about
I
yeah.
go ahead. You go
I'll
ahead.
I was just about to change the subject to the next topic, but you go ahead and add to it. What we're talking about,
I
Chris?
was gonna say, you know, you kind of mentioned like out of the box, how it's set up and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. And I see that when I buy a budget, and I only buy budget guitars. Um, you know, nothing. I don't think I've paid. I think the most I've paid is less than $200 for any of the guitars that are mine. Um, but I see a lot of higher end guitars. I don't get the out of the box experience with those guitars because a lot of those times the guitars have been either changed by whoever owns them or the person who owns them now bought it used. And so who knows what's been done, uh, you know, to those guitars. My thing is not what it's like from Fender or from Gibson or anything like that, but what if you have this, what can you do with it, or how can you make it better? And not to put any of that like that's how it came out of the box necessarily. Um, I wish I had more of that experience to see so I could compare like what are you getting for your money. Um, and Tees has been like you've mentioned it a couple of times. So far, the number one out of the box experience. Like, well, everything's, you know,
Right.
tune it up and it's playable.
Yeah.
It's definitely and it's well done.
I think bang for your buck. That's probably uh, the best budget guitar that I've seen. Um, but you know, I don't review guitars, so I'm not the one to judge that. But I could just judge from what I have now. It other than the pickups, it holds its weight against the Made in Mexico Telecaster I have now, which actually does need work, and the T's doesn't. So there you go. Jeremy actually brought up a good point here. Strings and pucks. Also, again, shout out to Jeremy. He has an acoustic guitar. That's a different beast.
Mhm.
He says he's terrified to do anything to it, and I don't blame him. I mean, that is when you have to make adjustments like adjusting the saddle, adjust the nut, and you're either not either.
Yeah.
You're removing material whenever you make adjustments like that, whether you're filing it or pulling the saddle out. Is that what it's called, saddle? And
Yeah.
filing that or whatever, they sand it down to lower the action or whatever. The truss rod stuff, yeah, easy enough to do. But outside of that, I mean, acoustic guitars. My number one guitars are acoustics. I love acoustic guitars. It's first love of my life is 14, 13, however old I was, an acoustic guitar. Same thing. I didn't want to adjust the truss rod. Typically, they don't need truss rod adjustments, but ever since I've been dabbling into the higher end stuff with the Martin, um, I just have been so freaking terrified about humidity and things of that nature. It's just so frightening because all the guitars that I had before, laminate back and sides and maybe laminate top. So they just sit out in the dry air here. Because in Kansas City and even maybe in Iowa, what is our humidity? This is how crazy I am. I have like 3 or 4 hydrometers in my house, and I had to keep the acoustics in the nice acoustics in a case with humidipacks from Diodario. But yeah, I'd be terrified to work on an acoustic. I mean, do you feel the same way? I mean, I know. I want to talk to Ubie about that because Ubie has that. I forget what was the name of that acoustic that you have.
Kona.
The Kona,
The
and
Kona,
I
yeah.
I have done work on it. So it's had a lot of things done to it. I've did a little filing on the nut, and I actually adjusted the action by bringing the saddle down on it. So, and yeah, I was nervous as hell as I was doing all that because I was doing all this when that was the only guitar I had. But it was a way once I got into doing it and actually got it done. After that first time, you get this feeling of okay, yeah. Even though you're removing material that you can't put back on, that still can be fixed. Like, for example, I did drop the action a little too low on it. And that was fixed just by making a little shim and putting it up underneath it. So there's a lot of times where, yeah, you know what? I can't really fix that part, but I can fix the problem. And that's where you start learning that it's not quite as scary as it looks, at least for some stuff.
Yeah, no, those Konas are nice guitars, and when it's your only guitar,
mm-hmm.
and you're doing something like that, it's a little nerve-wracking to say the least. But
I mean,
yeah,
look,
anything can be done. They're harder. I think acoustics are harder. Go ahead, Keith,
I was about to say. I mean, that was his only guitar about a year ago. Look how many you got behind you right now, Ubie.
Yeah.
And you're going to be coming down to Kansas City to pick up another one, hopefully sometime soon.
Well,
Brandy.
And there's a couple that aren't even in here. So like the Groat and Candy and the new that new first act are all in the other room. So I mean, yeah, like I said, I don't have room anymore. I don't.
You need to win. You need to win a guitar stand.
Got to start hanging them up on the walls, kind of like Brant has there. Yeah. Got that guy over there. There's just decoration.
Yeah.
I have that one over there is an Epiphone. I keep it in some weird tuning. But yeah, acoustics. The only thing I've ever done to an acoustic is change the strings and put oil or whatever on the fretboard, and I don't even do that much. But yeah, now I put the hydrometer and all the humidity. The humidity stuff freaks me out. Like I just get so nervous during the wintertime when it gets too low, and I see all these horror stories about things cracking, and I'm like, I can't do it. I just need to keep that thing in the case. But
this is why I only buy cheap guitars, because I have all my guitars in the garage.
The electrics,
humidifier. I live in the Pacific Northwest. Humidity is like crazy. Yeah. Whatever.
I mean, we're talking about cheap guitars, but you have some kind of nice guitars come into the shop.
And I will say,
right?
just yes, I do, and I keep those in the house. I'm not working on them. They're in the house.
Oh, okay.
You're not sitting in the garage.
That's the disclaimer right here.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put that? Yeah. You're gonna put that Gibson. You're gonna put that Les Paul in the house as soon as the stream's over.
This is just for this experience.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's talk about it. You have it up, man. Let's just go ahead and discuss that. I mean, this is your dream guitar or a part of it, right?
I've always loved the style of this. And you watch players. I won't say this particular model or anything, but a Gibson Les Paul was always what you saw on MTV.
Yep.
And
Right.
to me, uh, just the body shape. It's so much more appealing than a Stratocaster. I do like tellies, but this kind of thing,
I mean, Slash
just
is your guy, isn't he?
yes.
I mean, you play Sweet
That's right.
Child of Mine all the
I
time,
think
so
my only trip to Arrowhead Stadium was to see Guns N' Roses there, along with Metallica.
but you I think you felt a
But
little disappointed with that when you started playing it, right?
you know what? I like a good variety. I am a very simplistic player. I like to put in certain if I don't have any effects on, and I usually always play with effects when it's just me.
Yeah.
Um, Even if it's just a soft little reverb or something, just something. Um, but I feel like for videos and stuff, everybody like what's it sound like just with clean. Uh, and yeah, there's a little that's not a clean playing
Yeah,
guitar,
you don't want to use
and
that one. Yeah.
the weight of it
No.
is
Was it
it's a hefty guitar. I think it's over 8 pounds for sure. I can't remember.
yeah, my
Uh,
Telecaster I think is a heavy one too. It's like 8.5. It's
yeah,
ash, but I'm not standing up and playing anymore because my gigging days have been for over a decade. So I'm just a sit down bedroom guitarist myself. But um, I think that
yeah, I love getting to see stuff like that. I
that
mean,
Les
that's
Paul, yeah,
amazing.
that
Yeah,
Les
I mean,
Paul's a dirty. You want to plug that thing up to a Marshall, crank up some distortion, and that's what that guitar is meant for. I think.
yeah. I don't have a Marshall.
Oh, doesn't Ted have one?
Seriously, I
Yeah.
am running the smallest, cheapest amp, and that's all I've got, and I'm fine with that because
Yeah, I
if I'm
mean,
doing a video, I just plug it into the computer and record that, and that's fine.
I think that
But
if you're gonna
otherwise,
demo, I think if you're gonna demo a guitar like that, you want to put some distortion on. Yeah, because really, I mean, you want to play like a Strat or a Tele if you're gonna do anything clean. Which I'm completely opposite than I think a lot of the people here. I play all mostly clean. It just makes I feel like doing that it brings out the honesty in you. It all your mistakes are just out there when you play clean. There's nothing to hide it.
when it was, I played a lot of acoustic when I first, when I started playing guitar and when I kind of got back into it. The first thing I bought was an acoustic guitar, a Kona, actually, which I loved. I've since sold the Kona, but I love that guitar, and so having that kind of clean sound is I mean, an acoustic's just different, but. Uh, Yeah, I enjoy playing an acoustic style, and sometimes on electric it just doesn't translate.
Right, and there's a lot more involved. Again, acoustic is my wheelhouse, and I think people like Jeremy is probably the same thing. But we do them
Yeah,
both. But I've just been so out of the game. Whenever I first started playing, it was all fuzz, all distortion, all the time, and wah pedals and this and that. And then I don't know. Some maybe it's my age. When I got a little older, I was like, I just want to play clean everything because there's nothing to me that sounds better. My personal taste is than just a black face Fender and a Strat or a Tele, things like that. But um, are there any other like really awesome guitars besides that? You have so many videos out there, Brant.
and I've been having to go back and look and see like, oh, what I've seen a lot of Fenders. I like seeing variety. I like seeing I have yet to have a duplicate model come in,
Right, you
which
gotta.
is amazing to me.
You had an awesome
Um,
Strat come in a few months ago.
yep. So yeah, the I'm assuming you're talking about the G&L.
Was that
Um,
it?
oh no, that was more of a Tully style. I can't remember what you're
You
talking
had
about.
like a Fender. I remember you were
Uh,
like holding it up, and you're like, I don't know if I should even play this.
there was oh man, I have a guy. He brings me really high end guitars. I think the first electric that I got in the shop, he brought it to me. It was a Fender limited edition professional.
That's the one.
Um,
Yeah.
had a really like it was. I'm like, and he basically just wants a string change and cleaned up, and um, a basic setup, and then he sells them on marketplace. It's like getting car detailing basically. Uh, but yeah, he's brought me a few. That was really nice. I had another Fender that had uh, can't remember the model, but it had these lace pickups in them. Uh, I think they were red, white, and blue uh, lace.
I remember that. Yeah.
Really nice, really beautiful. Like immediately, and I hate to like say like how good a certain thing is because what my idea, what sounds good to me may not sound good to you.
Yeah.
Um, and it's personal taste, but I like to I just have a reaction to certain things, and that was kind of with the Gibson. It was just kind of a reaction, like, oh, this isn't quite as didn't have enough, I don't know, oomph or something
I
that
didn't have the
really
bite.
hit me. So, right, yeah,
I,
yeah.
I
But
kind of
I
felt the
yeah, I've
same
played a
way.
few things that have been like amazing, amazing instruments,
I
and
feel like
something I
if
would.
I was about to say, I feel like if you would have plugged that thing in and stuck some good overdrive on that, it would have woken up a little bit. But who knows? I
Yeah,
mean,
no, I think I put effects on, and I've played around with it a lot, and yeah, had overdrive. I think I did have a super overdrive on it at one point, uh, in the video that I did, but it's brief.
yeah, I
I'm
think.
trying to limit my playing in videos because that's my weak point. That's
Oh
my
no, it's
super
not.
weak
You're perfectly fine. I think you use a lot of really cool effects. Like, and every time I hear you play, it just takes me back to the '90s because you're playing all these awesome songs from the '90s,
point.
all these alternative songs. I think that's
I
is
love, I love, I get inspired by a lot of what you guys do, and songs that I hear other YouTubers um, uh, play. Like I think I learned some theme from Top Gun that I
oh
heard
yeah.
Brian do once, and I'm like, I got to learn how to do that. Uh, I get a lot of inspiration from you guys, but I love just looking something up and just like, how do I play this, or what can I play?
So we saw you have what was considered to be your dream guitar come in the shop. I want to kind of round things out. We got, want to keep it about an hour long, and I wanted to talk about dream guitars. Ubi, what is your number one dream guitar?
I think we already talked about this once.
But we have
So
Brant on right now, though. Come on, Santa,
it's
We
it's
don't be a
very
Grinch.
it's very similar to that bullfighter that's over Brant's shoulder right there. So for what
Ibanez.
I what I what I really want to get is an Ibanez RG 550, and then replace the pickups with actives. That would be the guitar that I'm actually working towards getting right now.
What about an amp to match it? What would you get, a PV?
I mean,
PV isn't even in business anymore, are they?
I mean, I originally had a PV 70 watt, one of those big workhorse, the reverb ones, the one everybody had, and I loved that thing. It
Yeah.
was a good little solid state amp, but I don't know. Amp wise, I really don't know because my taste kind of
Uh,
changes, and for that specific guitar with the actives, I want something probably more modern, probably like an Engel or maybe a Black Star to put with that.
That is really cool. I want to acknowledge here. John Dotson said he wants a Taylor 214 and a Sigma, so that's interesting. He is an acoustic player, and I could speak to both of those guitars. Taylor makes really good guitars. I have nothing bad to say about them. They're obviously there's the Martin, Taylor, Gibson, the big three, and you choose whichever one. You can't go wrong with either of those. And I played that 214, and I do own a Sigma, which I think, John, for your purposes, that is a perfect mishmash of a kind of. I mean, the Taylor is really nice to begin with, and then that Sigma is a good kind of Martin-esque kind of guitar. I played that Martin, the Sigma. Uh, you got to understand, Sigma used to be a subsidiary of Martin guitars. Martin needed a kind of mid-level or lower price guitar. So, the Toyota to their Lexus, and then they had Sigma Martin guitars. And then they branched off, and now it's just Sigma. But they make a really nice guitar. And again, Taylor's really awesome guitars. And if you're going to pick one up, get one with some electronics in it. Because that's that level of the 214 probably has those electronics. Um, what about you, Brant? Dream, like, would you just go and find the right LP that's light enough and bright enough for you, or you thinking something else?
No, you know what? I don't have a dream guitar. I think I have a lot of guitars. Like I would a dream guitar for me would be something that's, a particular musician had owned.
Right.
Like a collector's piece. That would be a dream guitar. But to have and to play, I haven't found it yet, or I don't.
It's
I
not a
just want to keep. I want to keep experiencing different things.
yeah.
I really am enjoying um, modifying or customizing or working on a guitar that I have. I'm doing the finishing work on the Loring kit, and as much as it may not be exactly what I want it to be, I am in love with that guitar because I'm just invested and involved,
That's a good
and,
feeling. Yeah.
and experiencing it that way. And I find that to be more enjoyable than to have one thing to
Oh.
covet.
Oh, all right. Let's just put it. What would be your desert island then, if you only had one to bring with you? Would it first? Let's just say, would it be an acoustic or an electric with an amp?
Mm. I would probably actually go with an acoustic.
Okay.
I think I would. If I have power for an amp,
Yeah, you have the
what
power.
am I doing on a deserted island? No, I think an acoustic. I like doing the campfire guitar thing, and I've never tried that with electric, but uh, just that idea of sitting out under the stars. That's what I really like. I mean, I love the way electric sound, and it's a lot of fun for me noodling around in my garage. But if I take a guitar with me somewhere, it's an acoustic.
Yeah, I
Uh,
feel you. Two
uh,
yards just mentioned. Brant is one of the greatest humans on the face of the earth.
Two
Uh,
Yards is an even better human with
and
musical talent.
2 yards also mentioned here that his desert island guitar would be David Gilmour's Strat and the Boss's Telecaster. So that came out of nowhere. So
Now, I
I'm
would
pretty
say
sure that didn't happen.
if we're doing the desert island thing, then I'd like to have one of those carbon fiber jobs from Emerald that does both a
Oh
really
yeah,
really good acoustic, but also has full pickups and everything in it. So then you got the best of both worlds.
best of
yeah,
both worlds.
yeah. No,
Uh,
I've seen those Emerald guitars. They look pretty nice. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm kind of with you. I'm flip flopping between if it's to me, whether it's an acoustic or an electric, I'm all right. If it's probably acoustic for me. And I Martin D28 is what I always wanted, and I guess I kind of bought it as a form of retail therapy. For myself after this year, that was my dream guitar, and I have it, and is like I don't need anything else for forever, really, because I don't need anything else. I just want to get rid of all the other guitars and play that one. But then I don't, and then I keep it in the case during the winter because I don't want it to crack because it's my baby. But I don't know, like honestly, dream guitar D28 Desert Island guitar would be a Telecaster and an amp. I could do so much with a Telecaster and a Fender amp. That'll give me all the sounds that I would ever want and need, and that's it. And that's as basic as it probably possibly gets. It's vanilla, but I mean, how much awesome music has been made with just a Telecaster and a Fender amp? You know, it's just tons and tons, and it just sounds freaking amazing. But that's just me. Um, so I mean,
It's
really,
whatever brings you joy, man.
yeah.
You know.
What and that's the thing. That's the beauty of this whole thing is the the whatever brings you joy. Everybody has their own thing. Like I'm not really a metal chugging guy, but we have all these guys that put out that song for Timmy, you know, and it's freaking awesome song, metal chugging. I can't do any of that stuff. Sean McCartney plays
I
better.
can't either.
Well, Sean McCartney plays better Jimi Hendrix than I could
You
ever dream
do.
of. It's just amazing. So I guess we have 3 minutes before the hour is over. So I know Ubie's itching to get to that groat. Let's do some plugs here. Brant, what do you have going on? Do you have anything out? If not the end of this
No.
year, or
I am a week by week. I try and get things done. 2 days before I post something. But I'm finishing up the loin body right now. That has been a long, long process. I'm 2 weeks in now working on that. And so I just put the last coat of True Oil on today, and I need to wet sand it. And I don't know how the video is going to go. I never have a plan, man, or a script or anything. It's just
I'm looking forward to
here
that
you go.
wet sanding. Oh, that's
It's
cool.
I can't wait to get it back together. I think right, it's gonna be fun. But yeah,
Document
I'd
it.
love I wish I had more time to do like a year end wrap up or thank you to everybody. I try and do that when I can, um, just to let everybody know how much I appreciate everybody who watches the channel, but and the subscribers and all that. But the community we have here is fantastic, man.
Yeah.
I just can't get over how awesome it is and how much fun it's been. Really.
Absolutely. I mean, I think everybody here look, all the people that matter, that you know who you are, and a lot of them are here right now, and this is a Saturday at noon Central Time, and it's early morning for you, early morning, 10 o'clock.
Earlier, yeah,
Yeah,
a
is it
little bit.
earlier? But
I know. I keep missing Cal's lives because they're at 7 a.m. my time. Saturday.
that's
What do
why I
you want
miss
from me?
that's why I miss Sean's streams is because he's on and I'm
Yep.
asleep. So it's like I can't watch Sean's stuff. I can't. Whatever.
I
It's
know.
just
I
life.
can't. I can't party like that anymore, Sean. I'm in the same time zone, and I
And
can't.
he's in
And
the
I
same
can't.
time.
That was maybe 20 years ago, brother. But
Ubi, what do you have going on here? Well, I guess we probably already know your 24/7 stream.
Pretty much, yeah. If you just turn on YouTube, I'm probably streaming somewhere. Same standard. 8 p.m. on Monday nights. Tech Talk Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Wednesdays and Fridays are 10 a.m. All those Central Time. So, and then videos, shorts, and the like pop out as I get other stuff done. But I'm primarily I'm basically the same as Brant. I don't really plan anything, and that's why I do all live streaming. I just hit the live button and just let whatever goes out of my mouth goes out of my mouth, and I'm just as surprised as everybody else.
Well, Yeah, I don't do any planning either. I actually the one I just filmed my. I have a video coming out tomorrow, but I film them a week in advance. So look out for that. That's all I got going on this week, and maybe I'll put out an odd few shorts here and there in between. And then, like I said, this last video, the next video coming out next week, I want people to tune into because that's where I finally get to mic up the Princeton reverb that I have going on here, and I'm using a different interface, the Scarlett Focusrite. I think
Yeah.
it sounds a lot better. That's what I'm using right now for this. So hopefully I sound a lot better than I did, in the previous weeks or whatever. But yeah, so that's what I got going on here. So be sure to tune in to, I guess your next one is on Monday, right, Ubi?
That's correct.
All right, Monday, and then Tuesday, Ted, Wednesday, Brian, and then all a matter of folks in between. And I think BBM has one coming up here. It's not, I don't know, not live, but I think I saw premiere he has coming up in about a week or so.
He's got a live tonight.
He's got a live tonight.
He's got a live tonight.
Perfect. Let's we need to put that link in the description. I'm gonna have to check that out. So be sure to try to hit up BBM stuff. I'm gonna be at the Titanic exhibit with my wife because I have to do that. Got to go to Union Station, and I'm like, okay, do we get to see Jack's plank, right, where he drowned?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Got to do those things sometimes. So, with that said, thank you everybody for joining. Love
Thank you for having
each and
me,
every one
Keith,
of you
and really
guys. Absolutely, thank you so much for joining us,
appreciate it.
Brant. And again, Ubi, and to everybody in the chat, thank you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye, everybody.
Happy holidays.
I hit the end live